Hi friends, in previous class we have discussed about the Charter Act of 1833 and today we are going to discuss about the Charter Act of 1853, which means the Charter Act of 1853 is the last sequence of the Charter Acts, or we can say that it is the last of the sisters of the Charter Acts enacted between the year 1793 to 1853. Okay, so see, Charter Act of 1853. See, this Charter Act of 1853, this is the last act of sisters of Charter Acts enacted between 1793 to 1853. See, this Charter Act of 1853 is the last act of the sisters of the Charter Acts that were enacted between the period of 1793 to 1793 to 1853. Okay, so see, when the time period of Charter Act of 1833 was over and a time came in 1853 to renew the previous Charter Act, a protest started in Britain as well as in India. Okay, see, when the time period of Charter Act of 1833 was over and a time came to renew in 1853 protest started not only in England but also in British India. To bring out more changes in the administrative as well as legislative setup of the company. See, when the time period of 20 years was lapsed in 1853, a protest started not only in England but also in India. Okay, so that administrative as well as the legislative machinery of the company could be changed. Okay, so now see. See, this law or this act allowed the company to rule the territories in India, but on the behalf of her majesty. मीन्स ये जो एक्ट था 1853 का, ये कंपनी का जो रूल था इंडिया में उसको 20 साल के लिए बढ़ा दिया। और ठीक है, मतलब 1853 से ये 1873 तक कंपनी अपना रूल कर सकती थी इंडिया में। ठीक है, लेकिन कंपनी जो रूल करती वो किसके नाम पे? वो क्राउन के नाम पे रूल करती। ठीक है, द पार्लियामेंट अलाउड द कंपनी to rule its territories in India but on the behalf of the crown. Okay, the company was allowed to rule in India but on the behalf of the crown for another 20 years. Unless and until so directed by the parliament. Unless and until so directed by the parliament. Okay, the company was allowed to rule the territories that it possesses in India for another 20 years, but the rule in India should be on the behalf of the crown and not under the company. Okay, see, as we all know that a law member was appointed by the Charter Act of 1833, under which Lord Macaulay was appointed as a law member in the Governor General's Council. Okay, but he did a lot of work for the compilation of the acts in India that were formulated in India. Okay, but the acts compiled by Lord Macaulay was not given a final shape. To give a final shape to the complex works done by the Lord Macaulay, a law commissioner was required to be formulated, and that were formulated. The law commission was established under the Act of 1853 to give a final shape to the works of Lord Macaulay. Okay, so see. Provision was made to establish a law commission to give final shape of the spade works लेते रहूँगा। Who was appointed under Charter Act of 1833. Okay. See, I have already explained this. Okay. So see next one. 3 universities were established. Okay. One in Calcutta, other at Madras, and one at Bombay, according to the provisions of the Act of 1853. Okay, and these were established in 1853. 3 universities, one is at Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta was established to do public welfare, public works. Actually, these were the demands of the people. Okay, that I am going to discuss. Okay, and under that and to fulfill that demand, 3 universities were established. As I have discussed in my previous charter acts, that Western for the spread of Western education, Mr. Pitt have allocated a separate fund of rupees 1 lakh, and later these funds were raised according to the needs of the Indian society. Okay, so see, as I have already spoke about that, after the completion of the time period of 20 years, and when the time came for the renewal of the act, Charter Act of 1833, in 1853, protests started, not only in England but also in India. And what were the demands of the protesters? See, the demands of the protesters were demand of the protesters were number 1, people of Madras demanded construction of public works and providing quality education. People of Bombay submitted their application demanding for the establishment of Indian Council instead of instead of board of control and court of directors. Okay, and the people of Bengal Presidency then demanded that instead of dual government, Secretary of State for India should be empowered and assisted by Indian Council. See, 3 universities were established in Madras, Bombay and Calcutta, as these were the demands of the people of Madras. Okay, they demanded that companies should do public works, okay, and also to impart and also to expand, also to make some expenditure for making people educated. Okay, means the government should spend funds to educate people. Okay, number second, people of Bombay demanded that Indian Council should take the place of Board of Control and Court of Directors. See, in England also dual government was running, okay, which in turn governed the Indian territories. Okay, see, one was Board of Control, which was to look for the affairs of revenue. Court of Directors looked commercial affairs, and Board of Control looked revenues and political affairs. So there were dual governments in England also. So instead of that, the people of Bombay demanded that Indian Council should be formulated and Board of Control and Court of Directors should be dissolved. Okay. Next was the demand of the people of Bengal, who demanded that instead of dual governancy, okay, Secretary of State for Indian Affairs that were seated in England. So Secretary of State for Indian Affairs should be assisted in his work by Indian Council. Okay, so they demanded abolition of dual governancy. Okay, so with the enactment of the Charter Act of 1853, okay, Secretary of State for Indian Affairs came into existence with his Indian Council. These were the council and the Secretary of State for Indian Affairs. These were the councils which were to be seated in England. Okay. See, Secretary State for Indian Affairs plus Indian Council. These were to function from England. These were to function from England. See, and the Secretary of State who was to be appointed as Secretary of State for Indian Affairs, one cabinet minister. Cabinet minister of British Parliament. British Parliament. Secretary of State was to be a member of Cabinet Minister of British Parliament. Okay. See, the people of India were also protesting for the failure of the previous acts. Okay, failure was in terms of that it failed to appoint the Indian people on higher posts of civil services. Okay, so Indians protested against the Charter Act of 1833 for its failure to appoint Indians at top administrative positions. Okay, the people also demanded that a separate and partly representative legislative body should take the charge of policy formulation, policy formulation, independent of executive council. Say, Indian people protested against the Charter Act of 1833 because the Charter Act of 1833 failed to appoint the Indians at top administrative positions. Okay, and also the people of India demanded a partly representative legislative body to function for the formulation of the policy for Indians. See, the people of India demanded that instead of the policy which were formulated by the Executive Council, henceforth to be formulated by the partly representative legislative body. Okay, so that the works of the legislation as well as the executive council, the work of legislative council and the executive council should be separated. Previously, both the powers were vested with the Governor General Council. Okay, the Governor General's Council was doing or performing dual function. Okay, means they were legislative body as well as executive body. Okay, so from the Act of 1853, the people demanded that these functions should be separated from the executive council of Governor General. So the executive council should be another body and legislative council should be another body. Okay, so see, to fulfill the demands of the people, a committee was formulated. The committee was established to fulfill the demands of the local or the native. A committee was established by the parliament. Say, on the basis of report of the committee provisions of the Charter Act of 1853 were formulated. See, on the basis of that committee, Charter Act of 1853, where the provisions of the Charter Act of 1853 were formulated. Okay. See, the number of members of the Court of Directors were reduced. Previously, the number of members in the court of directors were 24. Okay, so these were reduced, and 20 out of 24 members, only 18 members were allowed for the court of directors. Okay, and out of 18, 6 members were to be nominated by the parliament. Okay, and the quora or the quorum which are necessary. Quora is what? Quora is the minimum number or the smallest number of the members of any organization or committee that are required to be present for the formulation or for the passing of any bills. Okay, so the quora number, which was earlier 13, was to be reduced to 10. Okay, see, let us see, understand. The number of members in the court of directors were to be reduced from 18 to from 24 to 80. Okay, and out of 18, 6 out of 18 members 6 were to be nominees of the parliament. So that the number of members in the quora were also to be reduced from 13 to 10. So that if the whenever the members will be thinly populated, the nominees would dominate. Say, according to the provisions of the Charter Act of 1853, The number of members in the court of directors, which were earlier 24, were to be reduced to 18, and out of 18, 6 members were to be the nominees of the crown or the nominees of, appointed by the parliament. Okay, and the number of members which was required for the formulation of any bill or the decision, which was earlier 30. Okay, quora. Let me explain the meaning of quora. Okay, so the number of members in the quora, which were earlier 13, were to be reduced to 10. Okay, so that whenever the members were thinly attended, you can say attended, not populated, thinly attended, so that the members whenever thinly attended, the nominees of the crown could dominate the decisions. Okay, so the quora means the smallest or the minimum number of members required to be present necessary for the formulation or discussion on any policy. See, what does the quora mean? Quora is the smallest or the minimum number of members which are required for the formulation or the discussion of the policies. Okay, in any organization. Okay, whether it should be parliament or the court of directors, etc. Okay, so the number of members in the court of directors were also reduced from 24 to 18, and out of 18, 6 were to be the nominees of the parliament. Okay, and the number of members in the quora were also reduced from 13 to 10. These were the major changes, okay, in the administrative setup of the company according to Charter Act of 1853. Okay. See, provision was made to establish separate legislative council independent from executive council. In the Governor General's Council. was to be formed of 6 members out of this 6 members one was the chief justice and one other member was judge also the judge of the Supreme Court and other 4 members were to be nominated by the governments each government of Bengal, Madras, Bombay and Northwest Frontier Province. See, according to the Charter Act of 1853, okay, provision was made to establish a separate legislative council. Okay, previously both the functions of the legislative as well as executive were vested into the Governor General's Executive Council. Okay, from the Charter Act of 1853, legislative function was separated from the Executive Council. Okay, and this legislative council were to be formed of 6 members. ठीक है, पहले क्या था, मतलब विधायिका और कार्यपालिका दोनों किसके हाथों में था? गवर्नर जनरल का जो एग्जीक्यूटिव काउंसिल था वही योजना भी बनाता था और उसका क्रियान्वयन करवाने का भी अधिकार उसी के पास था। लेकिन 1853 के एक्ट के बाद अब विधायिका बनाने का अधिकार, मतलब विधायिका का अधिकार, मतलब लेजिस्लेशन का अधिकार, ठीक है, एक अलग बॉडी के हाथ में होता है जिसको लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल कहा जाता है। उसमें 6 मेंबर होते, 6 सदस्य होते हैं और एग्जीक्यूटिव का काम अलग से जो मेंबर थे पहले से वो करते हैं। ठीक है, और ये 6 मेंबर कौन कौन होते हैं? एक चीफ जस्टिस होता, चीफ जस्टिस सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, और दूसरा एक सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जज होता, और 4 मेंबर जो थे वो सरकार के द्वारा नियुक्त किए जाने वाले थे। 4 आदमी कहाँ से? 4 आदमी बंगाल, मद्रास, बॉम्बे और नॉर्थ वेस्ट फ्रंटियर प्रोविंस से, सभी जगह से 4-4, तो कुल मिला के कितने हो गए? 6 मेंबर। 6 मेंबर किसके हो गए? लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल के। ठीक है, सो देयर बिकेम a total of 12 members in legislative Council of Governor General. So see, these 6 members were to be the official members of the Legislative Council, and as I have discussed some time back, that their people of the demand of the people were that the Legislative Council should be established, which should be partly representative. Okay, a body was required to be established which were to be partly representative legislative body. Okay, so see, 6 members were to be official members, while 6 members were to be non-official. Okay, see, the members which I have discussed here, these are the official members. Official because out of the 6 members, 1 member was to be the Chief Justice of Supreme Court, and other was the Judge of the Supreme Court, and the other 4 were the members of the governments of Bengal, Madras, Bombay and Northwest provinces. So these were official members of the Legislative Council of Governor General, and 6 more members were also to be inducted into the Legislative Council, which were to be non-official members because they were partly represented. Okay, so partly represented or the partly representative body of the Legislative Council were to be known as non-official members of the Governor General's Council. Okay, so see, the power of appointing the officials of the civil services, as it was previously into the hands of the Court of Directors, was taken away, and the civil service examination was thrown open for all the British subjects. See, the power of appointment under administrative services, were taken away from the Court of Directors, and a provision of open competition was thrown for all. Irrespective of race, caste, sex, place of birth, administrative examinations were thrown open for all. Okay. For all British subjects. For all British subjects. When I say British subjects, it means not only for the citizens of England, but also for the citizens of India. Okay, which were the territories of the British company. Okay, so British subjects include not only citizens residing in England, but also the citizens who were living in India. So a provision was made for an open competition, and all the restrictions were removed. Okay, so in the previous act, in the Charter Act of 1833, as we have discussed, that this provision was added in 1833 also. This provision was added in the Charter Act of 1833 itself, but this was negated by the Court of Directors. Here, the authority of the Court of Directors were taken away, and a provision for open competition was made. Okay, मतलब ये जो प्रोविजन यहाँ पे आया, मतलब एक ओपन कंपटीशन का, कास्ट, रेस, सेक्स वगैरह एक प्रतिबंध जो था पहले वो नहीं रहता, प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ जो एक प्रतिबंध था कंपटीशन में एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पद के लिए एलिजिबल होने के लिए, वो प्रतिबंध हटाने की बात 1833 के चार्टर एक्ट में ही की गई थी, लेकिन कोर्ट ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स इसको लागू नहीं होने दिया। तो यहाँ पे 1853 में क्या किया गया, कोर्ट ऑफ डायरेक्टर से उसका पावर सीज कर लिया गया और इसको ओपन कर दिया गया सभी के लिए। ठीक है, see, I have already discussed that a provision was made for the codification of law, which were prepared by Lord Macaulay. Okay, so a provision was made to establish a law commissioner who could codify the laws compiled by Lord Macaulay. Okay, so now see the next provisions. The Act empowered the Governor General in Council to enter, adjust and create a new territory out of existing territories. In India. To alter, readjust and create a new territory out of the existing territories in India. Okay, so with the enactment of this charter, like Assam, Central Province, Northwest Frontier Province, Burma, Delhi, and British Baluchistan. Were formed. See, this act empowered the Governor General in Council to carve out a new province or alter the boundary of the existing territories, okay, or to create a new territory in India, okay. So this act empowered the Governor General in Council to create new provinces like Assam, Central Province, Northwest Province, Burma, Delhi, and British Baluchistan were established. So, see, what were Northwest Frontier Province? Northwest Frontier Province, this were present day Khyber and Pakhtun. These are in present day Pakistan. See, the headquarters of Northwest Province was made in Agra. The headquarters of this Northwest Province was made in Agra division. See, the Northwest Frontier Province was under the Agra division. Okay, so Agra was the capital of Northwest Frontier Province. See, the Legislative Council which were formulated under the Charter Act of 1853 were not to be a sovereign body. Okay, the laws or the bills which were formulated by the Legislative Council were not to act as an act unless and until accented to it by the Governor General's Council. ओके, तो सी देखिए, एक जो अलग लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल, एक विधायिका परिषद का जो निर्माण किया गया, वो एक स्वतंत्र इकाई के रूप में कार्य नहीं कर सकती थी। उनके द्वारा बनाए हुए और पास किए हुए जो बिल थे और जो बिल बनाया जाता था, वो तब तक एक्ट नहीं बन जा सकता था जब तक कि गवर्नर जनरल का काउंसिल और गवर्नर जनरल उस पर अपनी सहमति न स्पष्ट करते। मतलब गवर्नर जनरल के और उसके काउंसिल के द्वारा सहमति देने के बाद ही कोई बिल, कोई एक्ट बन सकता है। सो लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल established was not to act as a sovereign formulated by it to become an act only when it was to be accepted by Governor General in Council. So see, the laws or the bills formulated by the Legislative Council of the Governor General's Council were to become the act only when these were accepted by the Governor General in Council. Okay. See, this act made the provision for the establishment of the according to the Charter Act of 1853, establishment of the post of the governor as well as lieutenant governor in the provinces of Bengal as well as in Punjab, okay, were to be done in order to relieve the Governor General of its complex works, okay, which were a huge burden, okay. In order to relieve the administrative burden of the Governor General, the post of governor as well as lieutenant governor were created for the provinces of Bengal as well as Punjab. In order to relieve the Governor General administrative from excessive administrative burden a separate post of governor was made for the presidency of Bengal and a lieutenant governor for Punjab. See, in order to relieve Governor General of India in its administrative burden, a separate the post of separate governor was made for the provinces of Bengal and the post of lieutenant governor for the provinces of Punjab were made, okay. So see, this was our Charter Act of 1853 which I have discussed, okay. So thank you.